Welcome, Hastings. Let's dive right into today's explainer. We are pulling today's insights straight from HastingsNow.com for Sunday, August 23rd, 2026. We're going to give you a gorgeous, factual look at your day. Exactly the kind of update a great group of local residents like yourselves will love. So, whether you're pouring that first cup of coffee or already lacing up your walking shoes, we've got a perfectly structured look at your local forecast, and then a really fascinating trip back in time.
Today is all about a beautifully mild 79 degrees with pure sunshine, followed by a quick, curated trip back through history.
First up, Sunday weather in Hastings and planning your outdoor day.
We're tracking absolutely effortless late summer conditions for you today. Looking at the precipitation, 0 rain, none whatsoever, day or night. As for the sky, we're talking full-on sunshine transitioning into a mostly clear night. The wind, it starts out perfectly calm early on and then gently shifts to a light northwest breeze at just about 5 miles per hour this afternoon. And take a look at that temperature spread. A high right around 79 degrees, dropping down to a wonderfully crisp 52 tonight. Honestly, on paper, it's pretty much a picture-perfect Minnesota Sunday.
So the golden number to remember today is 79 degrees. That's our expected afternoon peak, warming up nicely after a quiet, sun-filled morning. If you've got anything lingering on your August bucket list, today is absolutely the day to cross it off. With the light winds and moderate warmth, conditions are practically begging you to take a stroll down the Riverwalk, spend a relaxing hour over at Levy Park, or finally grab a table at that patio you've been meaning to visit.
Because we've got that classic Minnesota temperature drop later on, wardrobe planning is essentially 2 simple steps. Step 1. For the afternoon, your standard summer clothes are perfect, but hey, definitely don't forget the sunglasses and a hat if you're going to be out soaking up that sun for a while. Now, step 2, and this is key, keep a light sweatshirt or jacket handy. As soon as that sun goes down, temperatures are going to drop steadily to that overnight low of 52. And while that cool air is going to feel amazing after the afternoon warmth, you're definitely going to want that extra layer if you're hanging out on the porch for an evening chat.
Okay, before we wrap up the weather, I literally couldn't resist sharing this little gem straight from the Hastings Now update. Why did Sunday's forecast get invited to Levy Park? It promised to bring the sunshine, keep the breeze light, and leave the drama to the geese. Just a little local palate cleanser for you. But it really hits the nail on the head regarding the stress-free vibe of today's weather. No drama in the skies today for sure.
Moving into our second part, on this date, building a little time capsule.
We're going to step back through time today to 3 pivotal August 23rd milestones. We'll kick things off way back in 1775 during the dawn of the American Revolution. Then we'll fast forward to 1873 to look at the roots of Minnesota journalism. And finally, we'll jump to 1966 for a truly monumental moment in space exploration. It's just a fantastic cross-section of history, and all of it shares today's exact date.
All right, let's start with our oldest entry. August 23rd, 1775. On this very day, King George III issued a royal proclamation declaring the American colonies to be an open rebellion. To put that in context, this happened several months after the fighting had already kicked off at Lexington and Concord. The National Archives notes that this specific move by the king was huge. Why? Because it effectively closed the door on any peaceful reconciliation. It drew a firm line in the sand, and less than a year after this proclamation, the Continental Congress would, of course, adopt the Declaration of Independence.
So let's jump forward about a century and bring things back to our home state. August 23rd, 1873. The very first issue of a weekly newspaper called the Prairie Schooner launched in Marshall, Minnesota, which was just a young, booming railroad town back then. It actually went on to become the Marshall Messenger. This really highlights something so essential. For generations, Minnesota towns have relied on local journalism to connect people, share news, and literally build community identity. Just like we rely on local updates today, the Prairie Schooner was the absolute glue for that 19th century community.
Finally, let's bring it into the modern era. August 23, 1966. On this day, NASA's Lunar Orbiter 1 captured the very first photograph of Earth ever taken from lunar orbit. And you know what's wild about this? According to NASA Science Archives, snapping a pic of Earth wasn't even the spacecraft's actual job. Its main mission was scouting potential landing sites for the upcoming Apollo missions. Taking a quick moment to turn the camera back home and grab that view of Earth was just an extraordinary, historic bonus.
Now, when most folks think of the famous Earthrise photo, they picture the stunning color image taken by Apollo 8 astronauts, the one you see right there from 1968. But that image from Lunar Orbiter 1 actually predates the Apollo view by more than 2 years. NASA actually went back years later and painstakingly restored this historic 1966 image from the original mission data, preserving our very first robotic glimpse of the planet rising over the moon's surface. Just a phenomenal piece of space history that happened right on this day.
Which brings us right back home to the present day in Hastings. Before we wrap up this explainer, a quick heads up from our weather sources. While today looks incredibly stable, summer weather here can occasionally change on a dime with pop-up storms. So it's always smart to double-check official alerts and the radar before you head out for the day. But hey, right now, the sun is out, we're climbing toward a perfect 79 degrees, and the day is totally yours. So my question to you is, where in Hastings will you go today? Make sure to carve out a little time to enjoy our beautiful town outdoors. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have an absolutely wonderful Sunday.